Sometimes in friendships, you just have to set a boundary. We romanticize friendships too much. Friendships should add to me or ease my stress, not come up with other dramas that I have to deal with.
When my friend calls me and my mom calls me, I would not pick my mom's call. Hi, welcome back to Random Talks with Wonu. If you watched the first episode, you already know that this space is for people in their in-between season, the becoming season, the figuring it out season. And one thing I've also realized about this season is that friendships start to look different. You would agree with me that when we were younger, friendships felt easier, almost automatic. But growing up, adulthood changes things. Distance changes things, and of course, growth changes things. Today, we are going to have that conversation. And with me on the show today, I have a lady that I really do admire. I like her because she's very expressive and not performative. Please welcome with me Tolu Lokwe, popularly known as Senator T.
Thanks for having me, Wonu.
Thank you for coming on board.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Right.
You're welcome.
I am very much interested in the story of your nickname, Senator T. Senator T. We'll go into it later.
Okay, later.
But right now, I want to start simple.
Okay.
And my first question to you would be, when did you realize that adult friendships are different?
If I'm being honest, because I'm not even going to say maybe when I was in secondary school. Even at that time, I don't even know what I was doing, to be honest.
We all didn't know what we were doing.
So I would say I realized adult friendships are different. Maybe much later. And I'm talking university. I'm talking when I started working properly. You know, that's like a different market where you can really meet different people, and then you relate with different people based on different criteria. I would say I realized adult friendships are different when there is boundaries setting, when there is a need for you to set boundaries. And one example that I would give, if I can, is when I was in uni. I have a lot of friends. Me being me, I have a lot of friends. I think I make friends quite easy, and I've got a couple of them.
Okay.
But one thing happened on a particular day, and I'm not even trying to go into the details.
All right. No worries.
Just so to save
It's
time.
all right. It's all right.
But you know, that situation really just made me realize that sometimes in friendships, you just have to set a boundary. You get to a point where maybe because you're not on the same level anymore, you begin to see the person differently, and things just happen, you know, and then you begin to realize, because the truth is, it's not everyone that you grow with in friendship. It's not everyone that would go all the way with you. Some people are in your life just for a particular season. Some are in your life for forever, depending on the intentionality they bring to the table. So to answer your question, I think I realized much later in life. And the thing about friendship is it keeps revolving, you know. I don't know, maybe much later in the conversation, we can talk about some of the friendship that you lose because you moved out of a particular city or country, as it may be. But if I'm going to be specific in answering your question, I realized much later in life, and it necessarily doesn't mean anybody is bad, to be honest. It's just that you can grow with everybody, and you can carry. There's a Yoruba adage that says 20 children cannot play for 20 years again.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what it is. But realizing it, I think it took me a while, and it took me going through some experiences in friendships before I could realize that.
So I totally agree when you say it takes intentionality, because for me, I am a out of sight is out of mind person.
Absolutely.
I promise you, I can be very vocal. I can jump around if I'm in a place. I can talk to everybody in that space. But once I leave that place, it's all gone.
Again, that's why we're different. That's why I mean, different people. So you really also need to understand the kind of person you're being friends with. I mean, you just said it now, out of sight, out of mind. For me, I really don't care if my friend leaves a city now to move to another place, I'm that one person that would follow up with you.
Wow.
Irrespective of where you are, I'm that intentional with my friends. I don't care if you're going to South Korea.
Oh.
Yeah, I would still reach out to you. So again, it depends on how intentional you want to be with that person,
Right.
and where you see that friendship. Yeah.
That's very important. So I would also want to ask, did your friendships change when you moved abroad? Are you still friends with people you used to be friends with back in Nigeria?
Yes, I'm still friends with people that I was friends with back in Nigeria. But did my friendship change? Is another thing entirely.
Okay.
I would say yes. My friendship did change, not in a dramatic way, not necessarily in a malicious way, but in a revealing way. In a revealing way, because again, what moving out of a particular country or city does is it reveals to you who really is your friend. Is the person your friend because of proximity, because you're just there, they have access to you, it's easy for them to reach out to you, you know. Are they really there because again you're inside?
Yeah.
You know, are they really there because they have quick access to you? I have a friend who said to me, Tolu, so I reached out to him after a while that I've been in the UK, and then I reached out to him, and then he said to me, "Oh, you know what? I've been fighting you for a long time." I didn't know. Why didn't you even tell me? And then he said, "Oh, because you're there now. You know, you're doing things. You're different. You don't even reach out. You don't even do this." But I can't even blame him, because what moving also does to you is it kind of change your mindset.
Yeah,
you have new
definitely.
reality.
Definitely.
It throws you into survival mode.
I agree.
And when people back home, they don't have an idea of that reality, of the new version of the reality that you have to go through,
Yeah.
then they will misjudge you, and that's not on them. It's not also on you, because it's not everybody you can communicate with all the time to
you
say,
can't
you know what, this is the situation now. But it's all right. But the intentionality, again, where it comes in it is reaching out to the person to say, oh, you know what? I feel like we're drifting apart.
Yeah.
I feel like we're not talking like we used to. I feel like you've gone silent, you've gone cold, you know, and then we can talk about it. And I'll tell you, because if you have an idea of what my day-to-day is over here, besides the fact, thankfully, UK and Nigeria, it's just 1 hour
it's
apart.
just 1 hour difference.
And then it's also seasonal. It's not like all year long. There is a time where we are on the same timeline. So time zone. So I mean, it's something that you can talk about if you're intentional about the person and you want to keep the friendship going. And again, what social media does to you is, because you see someone's status every now and then, you feel like you're in contact with them. You feel like you're in tune with them. So you really don't feel the need to call them.
Especially if you share streaks on Snapchat.
I'm not even a Snapchat.
Oh, you're not.
No.
So if you share streaks with someone on Snapchat,
yeah, I know what it is.
It makes you feel like you know what this person is up to
per time.
Right? Because if every day you send me something about yourself, it could be a picture, a video of you going out or of you in the office.
I feel like I'm living there with you, so like I really don't
need
have
for
a
us
need
to
to
be
put it
in constant communication, because I'm like, you're alive. And that's
Again,
all that
it's
matters.
not that friendship has to be about continuous conversation, calls, putting call. I have friends that we don't get to talk over the phone like in weeks, but
Yeah.
when we do, we go the long haul. So you just really need to know what
Yeah.
works and then
Yeah.
balance it up.
Yeah, that's me and my friend actually.
Mm.
When my friend calls me, my mom was not here this, but when my friend calls me and my mom calls me, I would not pick my mom's call. Do you know why? Because I'm like, it's easier for me to reach my mom than it is for me to reach my friend. So if my friend drops this call or
Busy
I drop this,
schedules
yeah,
and
or I
all.
drop this call, I
You
can't,
might not be
I
able
don't know
to.
the next time
Absolutely.
I would be in touch with her.
Yeah.
So at some point, she told me that if we were in a relationship, if this was like a love type of relationship, we would have broken up since. Because
I
why
know,
do I
right?
call you and you miss my call and I try to return the call and you don't get to pick my call? And we're just doing that all over again until we are lucky enough to answer the call when anybody calls. So it,
I think the reverse is the case with me. I think I will pick my mom's call first. Not because, I mean, not because it's my mom. I feel like I'm not really going to stay long on the call with my mom. So I'll have that conversation, 5-10 minutes max, and then I can have all the time
get
to
back
get
to
back
your
with my
friend.
friends.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
That's very convenient for you. Can never be me.
exactly. Individual differences also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can tell from what we've said so far that although we have our differences when it comes to being friends or making friends, but also we have similarities. And one thing is the difference or the difference we have in our personalities is going to make me ask this next question: that
Okay.
was it easier for you to make friends back in Nigeria than it is for you here in the UK? I know you are a very expressive person. You do not mind talking to anybody, but
So,
which do you think is easier?
if I'm going to be honest, I think it's easier to make friends back home, back in Nigeria. It's almost automated. I think you said something about
Yeah.
that. It's almost automated because um, you have neighbors that you can be friends with.
God bless.
One thing I have learned over the years is to put people in different box. It helps me to relate with them better. And what do I mean is your work colleague is not your friend.
God bless you. Why
Your
do
work
people get
colleague
peace when I
is,
say that?
to be honest, and it doesn't mean that you don't see them or they can't be your friends. It's just that we can't have that close friendship.
Closeness,
We can't
yes.
have that closeness that would make me consider you as a friend. We could, for the lack of word, I could say, oh, my friend. But if I'm being honest, are you really in that box of maybe people that I will reach out to when I really want
Yeah.
to do something or when I have
Yeah.
something going on with me? Yeah. So I think that's the number one problem, not being able to put into boxes the kind of friends that we have. It's just like cousin. Everybody is
Is your
everybody's
cousin.
cousin in Nigeria, you know? This person, because we've been talking for a long time, is my cousin. Is my cousin.
Yeah,
You know,
because my mom
it's
and
the
your
same.
mom are friends.
It's the same with friendships. We don't really box people into, because I think that if we really do that,
Yeah.
it will help you to have less expectations from people.
Definitely.
It will also help you to say, you know what, if this person does not reach out to me in 1 week, it doesn't really matter
It
because
doesn't.
life happens. They have something going on for themselves. But again, back to the question. It was easier in Nigeria because you can make friends in church. Your colleagues are in fact, some colleagues are like family, you know, in Nigeria, because having worked in an organization for like 6-7 years, you're not a worker anymore. You're
Yeah.
part of the family. And that's like a work family. That you
Yeah.
have friends there. In church, you have friends. As much as people will think, oh, Tolu has a lot of friends, I still have my guards up. I still have people that I don't let come close to me. So it's a two-way thing. One, depending on the person's personality.
Yeah.
But because you're asking me, I would say, if to be honest, it's quite easy
Yeah.
back home.
Back home.
But yeah, it's not been too bad for me, really. But it is on both ends.
Yeah.
It's on
You
both
have to be able
ends.
to weigh the pros and the cons
Exactly.
of
I'm guarded to some extent,
Yeah.
and to some other extent also I'm very chilled like that, because
Relaxed.
again, my own personality, if they allow me, I'll be friends with everybody. I really,
Yeah.
I like just to, I'm a people person. I just want everybody to be happy
Yeah.
and get along and be excited and share information and grow together.
Exactly.
More importantly, that's what it is. Whatever friendship I get into, I'm looking first at how can we grow together? What information do you have that we can learn? And that's one thing you don't really find amongst female friendships. What you find majorly with female, especially, and I say female because that is my gender, I know. It's either they are beefing, oh, this or that, oh, she does this better than me, or she looks good better than me, and whatnot. Most of the time, they're not looking from the perspective of what can I gain from this person? How can I improve myself from what this person is doing? And then we're quick to judge on the surface level. You look at someone and then you think, oh, I really can't benefit anything from it. But one thing I've come to realize, a lot of people that I've learned from, people that I've gained something substantial from, they are people that ordinary people will look at and think, oh, there's really nothing much
You've
to
got
this
nothing to
person.
offer.
You've got nothing to offer. And then boom, the shock hits you, because people can be very unassuming. And a lot of people carry substance and value, and they don't go around shouting.
Yeah.
They don't go around saying, you know what, I've got this to offer you. No. If you don't move close to them, you don't know.
won't
And that's
know.
on you. You're losing
That's
out.
your loss.
That's your loss. So it is
Right.
what it is.
Right.
But it's quite easy to make friends in back home. It's quite easy. Family, extended families, cousins,
Yeah.
relatives. You're just
You're
friends with
walking on the
everybody.
street. You're walking on the street. You see somebody, and you guys just keep saying hi to each other. And that way you
And
become
that's
friends.
it. And that's it.
Right.
Yeah, true.
And also the friend, the work colleagues you talked about, right? So I can tell you that I have few friends. And when I say few friends, I mean few friends. When I was in uni, I had classmates, I had housemates. And whenever I call my housemate, they get really pissed. They're like, why can't you say we are your friends? And that is where the segmentation comes in. I like to segment people.
I
You are
think
an
the problem we
acquaintance.
have is we romanticize friendships too much.
Oh, bless
We
you.
romanticize friendships too much. Is the reason we get emotional when someone puts us in a box. But that's the box you fit in, because we don't talk every other time. When I have issues, things I'm going through, you're not the one I call. You're not really close to me.
Yeah.
And if someone puts you in that box, you don't have to pick an offense, because it is what it is at the end of the day. So if I'm saying you are my friend, like my close friend, that means that you should be able to stand up to that.
Yeah.
And I mean that you should be able to be there for me when things are going wrong for me, when things are going good for me. You should be. But how many people can stand up to that responsibility? You just want to bear the name friend, best friend. Can you actually rise up to the need and challenges of being someone's best friend or bestie? We just use those words loosely, really.
Right.
My opinion.
In your opinion.
But again, I'll tell you one story. Because we're being honest, right?
Yeah, we're being honest. We're
So I'll
being
tell you one
honest.
story. My very good friend, my bestie actually, she got married. Recently got married. And this is someone that we used to talk, maybe not every other day, but I don't think that there's any day that we don't talk. We talk every other day. We rant about the job. We do this, we do that every other day. And then boom, she gets married. I was very excited for her. Excited. I was excited. Why would I not be excited?
Okay, yeah.
But fast forward into like 3 weeks, 1 month after she got married, I'll call her and say, you cannot even call someone. Is it because you're married now? I'm the one giving her that attitude. I'm talking with her, and then her husband comes in, and then she says, "Oh, so babes, I say so because are you okay? So because your husband came in, what's wrong with you? Excuse
knew me
me,
before
please,
you knew
excuse
him,
me.
to be honest.
I would talk to her husband and say, please excuse me, I'm still talking with my friend. I beg. You know? And I really have like someone really close to me. And then I was telling him, I said, do you know since this babe, XYZ, got married, she's been doing this. And then he said, oh, can we evaluate this? Is this coming from a place of, I know you're not jealous. That's not what is on the table. But where's this coming from? It took having a conversation with a person for me to realize that I really just felt left behind. And that's okay. And that's okay, because this is someone we used to talk like every other day. That person took his time to go through that conversation with me. And again, I'm not a pretentious person. The next time I spoke with my friend, I said to her, this is it, this is it, this is it, this is how I feel about. And then she goes, oh, you're very stupid. That one, you're very, really? You felt that way? Okay, I'm going to try. I'm going to speak with my husband. I'm going to try to accommodate you. But having that conversation really just made all the difference. And I was able to evaluate where that is coming from. And then, because I'm intentional about that friendship, because if it's someone who isn't intentional, even if the person is not giving you that attitude, you kind of just put yourself up and say, oh, assume. I called that one, she's not picking because she's married now. Because we do that to ourselves. We make conclusions and just
assuming.
I do it too. I do it. Yeah. My friends will tell you. My friends will tell you that Tolu, number one. I'm just on learning that. And I think one important thing is for us to know, we need to, we owe it to ourselves to take responsibility for the things for our actions and emotions, and be accountable. And because you owe it to yourself to just be truthful to yourself. Yeah. It helps. So I know that I assume a lot. I still do it. But knowing it, acknowledging it is a step towards redirection. Yeah. And it's helping me now to, I just don't assume anymore.
What does healthy friendship look like right now for you?
Peace of mind. Peace. You know that peace, the one the Bible talks about.
The peace that
passes understanding. Honestly, realistically, peace, honestly. I don't want drama. I don't want any intensity, pressure. No. Healthy relationship to me right now, because I've got work, I've got family issues, I've got a lot of things going on. I have personal goals I want to achieve. So friendship should add to me or ease my stress, not come up with other dramas that I have to deal with. So healthy for me will be like mutual respect and understanding. So when I say, this is what I don't want, as my friend, you should just agree with me. And let's just be on that same page. Yeah. Not like every time you're trying to maybe just frustrate my efforts towards a particular thing. If you're really my friend and what we share is an healthy friendship, then you should ease my stress.
Great. So in all of your friendships, all of the people you've been friends with, the ones that are actual friends, the one that you're still being friends with, the ones that you're no longer friends with, right? What have your friendships taught you? What are the things that it has made you realize about yourself?
I would say that my friendships has made me realize how compassionate I can be. How impatient I can also be. I'm not even gonna lie.
Love me a self-aware person.
How impatient I can be.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I think this conversation has just helped me understand your type of person more. Right? It's very insightful and it's just really amazing sitting to talk about this.
I love it.
It also shows how much of a great friend you are. And I tell people,
I try. Let's ask my friend. So
I tell people, if you desire to have a good friend,
you have to be one yourself.
Absolutely. You should also aim to be
Absolutely.
a good
And
friend.
this conversation doesn't mean I'm trying to project myself as like a very perfect friend. No. My friends will have like one or two things to say about
Yeah.
myself. But if they sit down and want to really evaluate, they will know. Like I said, I'm for keeps. So
Don't play.
don't play with me.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
coming on board.
I
Thank you.
appreciate. Thank you
We
for
hope we
inviting me.
would see you maybe sometime.
Yes, if you invite me.
Yeah, of course. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you for sitting with us for this conversation. You would all agree with me that friendships are layered. They shift, they grow, they end, and sometimes they deepen in ways we did not expect. If this episode resonated with you, I would really love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced friendship breakup? Or do you think adult friendships are harder now? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. This is Random Talks with Wonu, and we are figuring it out together. I'll see you next week, Wednesday. Until then, take care. Bye.